Continuing your study in an academic institution while working in a full time job was never easy. With the emergence of AI tools, if you can effectively and innovatively integrate AI in your workflow, you can easily do that. In this video, I am going to do a recap from my experience throughout the last 1 year, what worked for me, what did not, what I learned, and a summary of the three core themes that we all need to understand in detail and adapt to address all the requirements coming from different zone of our life. This December, I am completing my 1 year of study in the university while continuing to contribute effectively in my full-time job. Let's start with the most important theme out of these three that I think it's already impacting our life in 2024 and it's going to impact much more in 2025 and beyond. I already mentioned about this using AI in a mode of co-creation. You need to continuously explore new AI tools and integrate them in your workflow. I don't think it's optional anymore. You have to get accustomed with this. Once you do that, you can realize the huge potential and benefit you are getting out of this. There are three different ways to look at this. First of all, you need to explore AI tool regularly. What's new coming in the market, what's in already in the market, and being released with new features, you need to keep on exploring. The way I do that, I have a dedicated half an hour slot booked on my calendar every day. I do explore new AI tools frequently, and basically, as I said, it's daily, and try to find out based on the use cases or the work currently I am doing which one fits into my workflow, and I adapt that particular AI tool in my workflow. It can be a free tool, that's what I mostly prefer. In some cases, it can be a paid version where you're very sure you do something very frequently and can save a lot of hours in your life. It makes sense to get a paid version of that tool and integrate in your workflow. The second most important point on the same topic is basically creating an ecosystem of AI tools in your academic workflow or in your work. It's not only exploring different tools, you have to adapt them, and you have to adapt them based on use cases that you have currently. If I take the example from my academic workflow, starting from finding research gaps, getting the articles for your research, organizing and managing the articles, collaborating with other researchers, synthesizing information, even for creating presentation, visualizations of your research, everywhere, every step you can use AI tools to make your process much faster. Going back to my example, let's say for research gap, I use consensus, SciSpace. For managing or organizing articles, I use Zotero. For synthesizing information and creating visuals, I use ChatGPT, Perplexity, Napkin AI, Gamma. I do use many other tools like ResearchRabbit, Litmaps, etc. So just to summarize on this point, it's very important to use AI tools, or maybe it's a traditional tool that integrates with AI to automate lot of activities that AI can perform better than a human. And the last point on the same topic is basically using AI to co-create with you. You can use the AI tools in very different purpose or form. The simplest example will be to put a question in an interactive mode, get an answer, and do some follow-up questions. I think the most effective way to use this AI is in a co-creation mode where you contribute to the work at the same time AI is contributing to the work that it's trained for, and the final output of the co-creation is magical. There might be a natural question like, is it ethical to use AI for academic purpose? I had the same dilemma for months, and later I realized as long as you are maintaining your academic integrity, it should be fine. What I mean is basically the third point I'll be discussing on this topic, that's using AI in a co-creation mode. Second most important theme I'm going to talk about today is basically on assigning priority to your task. We always talk about this as a time management exercise, but the way I am looking at it's more of assigning correct priority to the correct task. The first point on this theme will be to look at the task in hand. It can be something related to your family life or your work or your study. Look at the task and assign correct priority. At the same time, there's one more important thing on that. It's basically create a list of tasks that you can sacrifice. Let's say, from my example, when I looked at this at the beginning of my study, I found out watching TV is one of the things that I can easily sacrifice for my study for next 1.5 to 2 years. If you are more interested to learn about how to assign priority to different tasks available on hand, I have a book recommendation for you. Procrastination on Purpose by Roddy Vernon. In this book, author extensively discuss about 5 different permissions that you can give to yourself that can change your perspective towards looking at the task on hand. These 5 permissions at a high level are eliminate, automate, delegate, consolidate, and procrastinate. The fifth one, you heard it right. It's procrastinate on purpose. All the topics are covered with sufficient detail in this book. If you're interested on this topic, it's a must. The second point on this topic will be to set up a dedicated study hour. As example, let's say you set up 1 hour in the morning around 6 o'clock if you are an early riser, and 1 hour at night to dedicatedly work on your study. There will be still requirement for ad hoc study hours. You have to add to your calendar or schedule, but this is the bare minimum you need to block in your calendar so that you don't miss continuity on your academic path. The third most important point on this topic is basically never lag behind on your schedule. If you're lacking behind on a particular course, particular assignment, particular project, spend extra hours, as many hours as required for a few days, and get yourself back into the normal course. It's very important to do that as soon as possible, because if you don't do that, your backlogs are going to pile up and effectively you are never going to catch up. Now let's start with the third topic that I wanted to discuss in this video. It's very important to utilize every opportunity you have in your academic path to learn. There will be many situations where you'll have a lot of options to choose from. Basically, you'll have dilemma whether to choose a topic that you are comfortable with and can deliver a good quality output very easily, or you choose something you don't know but you want to learn. It will take a lot of extra hours from you to work on that, but the learning potential is very high. Given the option, I always try to choose the one I don't know and I want to learn. And somehow down the line, after 1 year, I think this decision actually favored me a lot to learn a lot of new things within the last 1 year. The first important point on this topic: start your work or study even before your term starts. You must have a learning management system. In general, professors do upload the course outline, reference materials in those online platforms much before your actual term starts. Start going through them beforehand. Try to complete reference studies as much as possible even before your term starts. Point number two on the same topic: there is no alternate to reading. Either you read books, read articles whenever you get some time, or try to use AI tools like Notebook LM, ChatGPT, Perplexity to create summarizations of the books or articles you have in hand and at least try to go through them. And the last point on this topic is to build a habit of listening to online materials. I did not have this habit before. I was there in listening to podcasts, but not much. But when I started doing this, I realized there's a huge benefit. You get the benefits in two defined ways. First of all, when you're listening to audiobooks or podcasts, you can control the speed. Depending on the article or book you're reading and how important to understand all the information from them, or just to understand a summary of those articles, depending on that, you can choose your speed and listen accordingly. It does save a lot of time. Like if I'm listening to something, I need to capture a lot of information, I use at least 1.25 speed. And if it's something I just try to understand the summary of the content, then I mostly use 1.5 and sometimes 1.75 too. And the second way you get benefit from listening to online content is basically utilizing a lot of time in parallel with other activities. Let's say you are driving or you are exercising. At the same time, you can continue to listen to podcasts or audiobooks. I hope I am able to deliver some useful information for you that can help you if you're trying to navigate the same path as me. If you like this video, please place the like button and subscribe to my channel. For similar content, please visit my YouTube channel, Dr. Dreams.